Hello, my name is Margareta Lelia. I have a PhD from the University of California, Davis, and currently have a joint appointment with the German Institute for Tropical and Subtropical Agriculture and the Agricultural and Biosystems Engineering Department of the University of Kassel in Witzenhausen, Germany. This research is an interdisciplinary effort between myself, Chemeda Garbaba, and Abera Guluma, and also Oliver Hensel. And what happened is that looking at post-harvest losses, and reducing post-harvest losses are a way of increasing the volume and quality of food available without needing to go into productivist approaches, increasing the volume of production. So it's looking at what happens from the point of harvest until retail. So this is a special area for research. However, despite decades of interventions by feminist scholars, there's really very little research that looks at gendered aspects of post-harvest loss research. In fact, we even found a paper which explicitly said that gender was a factor which was insignificant in reducing post-harvest losses. So in this paper, we argue that gendering post-harvest loss research is critical for food security because interventions which may increase the total volume of food may actually cause gender harms, which then reduce food security if food is less accessible. So this goes back to the basic definition of food security, which includes whether or not someone has access to the food. It may be there, but if someone cannot purchase it with money or other types of exchange, it's unavailable. So what we argue is that without taking the time to do careful social science research alongside post-harvest loss interventions, it is possible to do gender harms. So in our own work, we use the example of maize in Jimma Zone, Ethiopia. And in Ethiopia, the grain sector has been expanding quickly with an increase of 500,000 tons in just one decade from 2000 to 2012. And it's grown both by large corporate entities and also smallholder farmers. And the post-harvest loss estimates by the African Post-Harvest Loss Information System for 2017 document the losses between 15 and 20%. So that includes both quality and quantity losses. So one could go in and just make a recommendation for consolidating the maize into large silos so that the temperatures would be well regulated and presumably the overall volume of maize would be more available. However, when really drilling into the steps of the post-harvest management process, one sees that women have a large involvement with the marketing of the maize, and it's really important for household management. So just for one example from our research, the marketing aspect, it was reported by the heads of household that were interviewed, over 200, that 55% had women in the household going weekly to sell maize in small quantities corresponding to the needs for different household items. So often what would happen in this area is that there would be home storage of the maize, and then women would decide which of the maize would be used for food consumption in the household and which of the maize would be sold. And changing this so that the maize is no longer available from household level storage to centralized locations means that there's a different negotiation that needs to happen at the household level in order for women to access the funds that would have otherwise been available to them through the management of the maize. And culturally, There is a lot of emphasis put on women having the primary responsibility for post-harvest management in the area. This, however, is changing with masculinization of maize when there are large sales being made, and also when maize is sold for seed. So then it falls into a different category, already changing the gender dynamics of maize production and maize post-harvest management. An area of contention in the research interpretation was the fact that, for example, shelling, pulping tends to be done manually, and it's very time intensive and painful. And this is something done by 75% by both men and women, 21% by women. Grading and standardization, which is also very tedious, is 90% done by women. Cleaning and sorting is 99% done by women. And so there's also an argument for saying, okay, women have to save labor time, and getting the labor into a centralized location would save them that labor. However, in the discussion, what we bring up is that this is really not a decision that should be made by external researchers, but it's really something that needs to be done through a community-driven approach. So really looking at what women within the communities want, and questioning having outside experts making those decisions. So participatory research processes for post-harvest research, gender-sensitive research analysis will all lead to better food security outcomes. Thank you.